Welcome to the Sitco Bros Podcast.
Welcome to episode 20 of the Zip Code Bros. I'm your host, Michael Gallagher. With us, as always, is James Sorensen, Ben Jones, and Adam Jefferson. Fellas, I got a question for you. It's something that I kind of been pondering for the last couple of days. Why do we call jelly jelly when it's grape, but why don't we call it jam? Why is it strawberry jam but grape jelly? I've never had a grape jam before, and I've never had a strawberry jelly.
Are you doing a Seinfeld bit?
No.
Like, what is the deal?
Well, I'm not doing a bit, but if you think about it, I lived and grew up 20 miles from where he grew up. So I'm just from the area. It's just that's a built-in our person. That's a Long Island personality. It's like we overthink the shit. But I got these Uncrustables, right? So one is grape jelly and the other one's strawberry jam. I just what is the difference?
Okay, so over here we call jam.
Okay.
So
do you use the word jelly at all?
We use the word jelly for the dessert jelly, like Jello.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So we call it jelly and jam over here.
So I had to Google because I remember coming across this once some years ago. So I had to Google it again to refresh my memory. The difference is jam uses the whole fruit. Jelly just needs the essence of the fruit, like the fruit juice.
Oh, okay.
So there's your, I guess,
I
Snapple.
like it.
So Gallagher,
in here. AJ
actually just bailed you out of a jam.
Oh, I see what you did there.
You guys,
Yeah.
hey, quick question.
Yeah.
What's a gentleman's favorite bee?
A what?
What's a gentleman's favorite bee?
A gentle bee? I don't know.
A booby.
Waka waka waka.
Anyway, so SummerSlam came and went. Who watched SummerSlam?
Nope.
No? Didn't give it a shot, Ben?
Just some highlights here and there.
Yeah. What did you catch?
Just the double turn, or not the double turn, but the turn on with the Usos.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, to finish that match off.
That's awesome. What did you all think about it? I know Jimmy and I, we had some picks last week, and I'd say we nailed every single one of them, all three of us.
Who's the three?
It was you, me, and Bama.
Okay, just for those that haven't been paying attention.
This dude, hey.
We might have gotten new followers. Who knows?
No, my hats off to you. That was good.
That was a bonus episode that's exclusively on YouTube, not for Apple and all that sort of stuff. So
so like and subscribe and let's go see it.
Yeah,
I like it.
There you go.
The only one who got it wrong was me with Seth versus Finn. I thought Finn was going to win, and I thought Damian Priest was going to cash in on Finn. Other than that, we got every other match right. So
wait, so what you're telling me is me and Bama were perfect?
I would say that you guys were perfect. All right, we'll give you that. Hey, let's just give it to him. All right. Hey, he earned it. So AJ, you got some this week in pro wrestling history?
I don't. I've had technical issues. With I left my laptop charger at one of the schools I teach at, was able to find one at the last minute.
Sweet.
So I didn't able to prepare for it, but I do have a backup.
Let's hear it.
So one thing that my dad and I would enjoy doing is kind of asking each other questions like, who are the 4 people you would invite to a dinner? 4 people dead or alive that you would invite to a dinner. So in the spirit of a question like that, book me your worst fatal 4-way.
Worst fatal 4-way. Okay. I'm going to do it with wrestlers that I just don't want to see. So CM Punk is definitely one of them. Ultimate Warrior is another one of them. Oh. And I'm going to go with the tag team, the Bella Twins.
Oh, an intergender.
Intergender. So the Bella Twins. So the Bella Twins versus CM Punk versus what was the other guy I said?
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior, yes. I just like the Bella Twins just have the X-Pac go away heat for me, man.
I got scared there, Gallagher, because you started naming it. You got about halfway through mine, and I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
We have an identical fatal four-way. Mine is Goldberg, Warrior, Ryback, and CM Punk. Everyone's gonna get hurt, and then Punk's gonna complain about it while eating a muffin.
Eating a muffin.
I got a change. I got a slight twist to that one.
Yeah, what you got?
Punk, Warrior, Ryback, Vince Russo.
There you go. Hey, if you make yourself champion, you make yourself vulnerable to situations like that.
And Vince Russo gets badly maimed.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go a bit of a combination. So Goldberg, CM Punk, Abdullah the Butcher, and Zeus.
Oh shit!
Wait, I got a substitute out.
So you're just booking the worst match.
Yeah.
No. So instead of Goldberg, the Taskmaster.
Hold on. What you got against?
Oh, do you mean the Shockmaster?
The Shockmaster. Thank you.
Thank you. I was worried there about you.
I meant the Shockmaster.
Very good.
Yeah.
I had Shockmaster in my head. And I said Taskmaster. I'm sorry. I meant not
I mean, if you're booking the worst matches of all time, I think you would book Giant Gonzalez versus like Kamala versus like the Yeti versus Loch Ness.
We should do an episode on bad gimmicks.
We should. That would be fun.
How about Mantar? Would you put Mantar in there somewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. Although he was on Young Rock, so I mean, he does get like the cool factor there.
Mantar wasn't Rock.
Yeah.
He was on a Young Rock.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm reading Brian Gerwitz's book. I can't say that. I can't say that. It's a tongue twister. I'm reading Brian Gerwitz's book right now. And Gewirtz.
Yeah.
Gewirtz. Brian Gewirtz. Brian Gewirtz. And he
Brian G
about Mantar on the book. So yeah, that was not relevant, but kind of relevant.
No, I've been reading that book too.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Where are you? How far into it are you?
Pretty far. I got to the part where where Mark Wahlberg blew him off, and he was a little hot about it.
Oh, I didn't. I'm not that far. I'm not gonna like maybe chapter 7.
Okay, it's got a great line.
Hey, do you guys know if that's on audio form?
I'm not sure.
The reason I have a hard time sitting down and actually reading a book.
Sure.
So that's why
I'm the same.
So I can because I'm, as you guys are all aware, even our listeners, I'm all over the place. That's part of my ADD, ADHD that I've grown up on. That I grew out of it a little bit, but I've always had an earbud in my head the last 10 years, 12 years. And just I like audiobooks sometimes.
How do you find yourself following them? Do you find it easy to follow? Do you find you have to pay attention to it?
Well, I can actually listen, take in the words without actually having to read the book. And like I said, I'm always constantly moving like a squirrel, or Doug from Up. Squirrel. Like just my nature, I guess. But
yeah,
I enjoy
no,
it.
I understand that, Jimmy, because like when I read, I'm looking at the words, but they're not always sinking in. Yeah,
I I enjoy Lloyd Bischoff to death, but I can't read her book for some odd reason. Just I'm waiting for it on audio, I guess. But I'm trying to force myself to read, but just I'm more of an auditory learner, or hands-on auditory slash hands-on type of, what is it, kinetic? There's an actual term, I can't think of the name of it. Type of learner, but just it's audio is just the way I interpret life, how I continuously learn.
Shit.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. All right. So who wants to talk some wrestling?
What are we talking about?
Sure.
We are talking about Bam Bam Bigelow, my friends, from Asbury Park, New Jersey. And at first it just was on a whim that I'm like, let's try to do Bam Bam. But the more I kind of dug into him, and I did about 2 weeks of research because we had all this time to take care of that. So it allowed me to really dive into him a little bit more. And crap, man, I remember really where I got into him was obviously I knew who he was when I was first watching wrestling, but I really got into Bam Bam Bigelow was when he was in ECW. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his ECW stuff.
Yeah.
But his ECW stuff is unbelievable.
What was your favorite thing you did in ECW?
So it was definitely the matches with Shane Douglas. I actually watched them right before we started recording. When they were teasing me about I gotta go, because we were zooming right before we jumped on this Zoom, and I'm like, it was like 6:30, so I'm like, all right, guys, I gotta go get ready for the podcast. They also busting my balls, like, I need a half hour. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know what, guys, whatever, man. But
Who's they?
Today was I'm not gonna name names. So I went to get sat on the couch and I watched Bigelow versus Shane Douglas on ECW TV, where Bigelow beat Shane Douglas for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship as a surprise guest by ravishing Rick Rude, who was feeding Shane Douglas opponents that would make him quote unquote better. Bam Bam Bigelow came out, and at the time, for those of you who don't know at home, at the time, Bigelow, Shane Douglas, and Chris Candido were in a faction called the Triple Threat. So it was his own. It was like when Seth Rollins turns on the Shield. At least that's how it was in my book, because I loved the Triple Threat, loved ECW. That was my jam, man. Now there we go with the jam again. See. I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. All right. So what about you guys? What do you know about Bam Bam as far as like when did you first get into him?
One of the first memories I have are those clips of his matches with Taz where they went through the ring and they went through the ramp. And you kind of when you're getting into wrestling, when the two other big American promotions died out, and all of a sudden you see this dude with a skull tattoo. You're just kind of like, well, I need to know more about this guy. What's his whole deal? And that Bam Bam's ECW stuff, outside of his match with Lawrence Taylor, that's really all I knew about Bam Bam until that Dark Side of the Ring episode came out.
What was the skull tattoo?
On his head.
That is a flame.
Yes.
he had a tattoo on his skull.
A skull tattoo. Like this is an arm tattoo.
I was thinking a picture. I was thinking an image of a skull. I'm like, what?
It wasn't a skull on his skull.
Although that'd be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird. That would be interesting. I actually think I saw somebody with a tattoo. I mean, it could have been photoshopped or something, but I actually think I saw a tattoo of somebody that had a skull tattoo on their face.
Oof.
That guy was like, I always heard the term head tattoo, and not have a skull tattoo.
Gallagher, maybe you met Skeletor.
Right? Oh, right on, man. What about you, Ben? When did you first learn about Bam Bam Bigelow, Triple B?
Survivor Series 87.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because he was in Hogan's team, and he outlasted Hogan on that team, and he had to take on Bundy, One Man Gang, and Andre.
One
So it was
day.
quite the coming out party.
Yeah, it
So,
was. Man. So he was a sole
yeah.
survivor. Not quite the sole survivor, but he was the last survivor for Hogan's team.
Yeah, and during that time, like Hulkamania was at its peak. So to have that spot at such a young age, like that was pretty. Yeah, and you can see why it went to his head
Absolutely.
or
What
to
about
his
you,
skull.
Jimmy? Or a skull. What about you, Jimmy?
So I never really got to watch Bam Bam live. What I'm more notoriously known for was being in the movie Major Pain.
Oh yeah.
He was the guy that the cadets hired to beat up. Is it Damon?
Damon Wayans. Yep, Damon.
Yeah,
To make sure I was getting it right. And so, hey, are you Payne? 3, 5, 4 fun. What Blaine stock you come from? I just the whole line. I just.
What other movie? He was in another movie, and I'm not talking about the WCW movie. He was in another movie, Bigelow.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure.
Right? I'm gonna have to look that up. But well, I do. I definitely put down the tattoo. So here's a question: which of the four of us would look better with a shaved head and a flame tattoo?
And
Already halfway there.
I'm halfway there. Yeah,
he's already 3/4 of the way there.
yeah. Maybe a midlife crisis, and I'll get it done.
All right.
I mean, I've gone bald a few times, but
What?
I have
How have you gone bald?
shaving my head.
Oh, I thought like you lost your hair and you magically grew it back.
Hey
Really
guys, if I ever get the flame tattoos, you can rename me Ben Bigelow.
Ben Bigelow. I like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Please do. Let's do it. Let's make this shit happen.
I like it. Jimmy, what t-shirt you got on tonight, my friend?
Good friend of the show, Efren Blackjack.
Hey.
A
Very
good friend.
cool.
Love him to
What's
death.
what's the name of his show?
Game event.
The game event on the Premier Streaming Network, where our buddies, the Kickout Crew,
Yes.
joined. So shout out to
They're
the Kickout Crew for getting a
Congratulations.
officially
deal with
part of the
us.
team.
with a
a-
really good network, man. So it's a big deal. We're proud of them.
Yeah.
We're proud for them. We're proud for them.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work on that for them to get there.
Oh, absolutely. Without question.
Except Whitaker.
You got Whitaker.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, we're not doing no April Fool's thing. April Fool's ain't till freaking next year.
No. We ain't doing that. So Ben just brought it up about Survivor Series 87 being his pay-per-view debut. But he started off in Japan. And have any of you guys seen his old Japan wrestling from I'm talking like mid 80s Japan wrestling? He teamed with Vader to win he was a tag champion with Vader.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I was scrolling on Twitter when we were talking about making Bam Bam the topic, and that came across a picture of him and Vader with the IWGP Tag Team Championship belts around their waists.
Yeah.
And what a terrifying team of Gaijin for the Japanese to they had to be heels.
Oh, absolutely. They were true. They were true monsters.
Yeah.
Just Bam Bam's size alone. I mean,
Bam Bam was
one of the most agile big men ever.
And Vader too. So do you think about Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow at the beginning of their career, the athleticism they had at the beginning of their careers?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the fact that Bam Bam could do cartwheels in the ring at nearly 400 pounds, like it's
Cartwheels and
ridiculous.
faults and
So let me ask you guys a question. Did Bam Bam not get over because of the cartwheels? Was it too, I'm a bad guy, but I do good guy things?
No, I think it was just when you say not over, what do you mean?
So I always thought Bam Bam had like world title potential.
Yeah.
It was 24, 25 when he got to the WWF in 87. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy it was charisma, Bam Bam. And I feel like he just got stopped. And I know that not you can't always be on top, but I feel like he got pushed and then it just stopped.
I
So
think
go ahead.
I think it's just because Vince saw Savage, Vince saw Warrior. Just unfortunately, 90 could have been his year.
We got a
But-
visitor.
We got a buddy. Who's the buddy? Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy.
Got a visitor.
from Wyatt.
Hey,
Dude.
why
Hi.
are you going to your first
Hey,
Hey,
wrestling?
You on your first
hi.
show?
Too bad if it was a surprise.
Sorry.
Blame him.
Yeah, you can blame me if it was. Sorry about that.
Oh no. He knew. I've
Oh,
told him.
okay.
Our first wrestling show on Saturday, right?
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Wow, that's gonna be exciting.
Wyatt Howard, are you?
What's
I
up?
was taking my tongue out.
Wyatt Howard, are you?
4.
4. You look like you're 16. Oh, we don't want to see that.
Hi, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a cameo, a magnificent
Yeah.
cameo.
Running from
Running from
If you are
Jeff-
listening to this and not watching this, you are missing out on one cute little man.
So go over to YouTube and like and subscribe.
Who's got a weight on his tongue because he can't seem to keep it in his mouth.
Can you use Ghostbusters?
yes.
Did you say Ghostbusters?
No, he said Hulkbuster.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, Hulkbusters. Okay.
Ah,
You have a Hulk, buddy?
All right, it's all on this side. Buddy. All right, y'all go ahead. Hold on.
okay.
All right. Sounds like a plan. So I also put Luna Vachon down on this.
Just getting back to what you were saying before, Gallagher, about him not getting over.
Oh, okay.
I reckon Vince should have brought him in as a heel and put him with Bobby Heenan.
That would have been amazing.
Or find a way.
Because he looks like a heel, and Bobby Heenan was a better mouthpiece than Humperdinck.
Yes, he was. Even Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart would have worked too.
Yeah, Jimmy for sure.
So
Oh,
he
can
could
you imagine those jackets he would have got? Those orange and black jackets Jimmy Hart would have wore.
Yeah,
Would have been cool. Like I always thought the Nasty Boy jackets were always the coolest jackets he wore. Just because of that black. So, oh man, imagine if he had a flame or he just wore like bright orange. Oh, that would have been cool, man.
but I think having a heel Bam Bam versus Hogan around that time, 88, kind
Oh,
of
it would have
89.
been money. It would have been awesome.
Yeah,
not 88, like 90, 90, like instead of Warrior.
No, Warrior, even though I said I don't want to see him, Warrior came around at the perfect time. It was a perfect situation for Warrior to come in.
No, he came at the right. I'm saying if Warrior didn't come in,
Yeah.
I'm saying if Warrior hadn't came in and Vince.
But he had already left by then, so I don't think he would have came back.
Well, I mean, because Bam Bam and Warrior were there at the same time. So instead of pushing Warrior,
Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. But that's 88. Yeah, that would be 88. That would have been Bam Bam instead of Macho Man. I think Ben's just talking about in general that if you would have put him with Heenan and Hart and just made him a monster and just let him just beat people up, I think that you would have had a great feud with Hogan.
Because basically, like, you know, how Hogan feuded with Earthquake after Andre in terms of a big man opponent. So instead of Earthquake, maybe Bam Bam, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a shame he left. I mean, the rumor is he left because of Andre, because I guess Andre beat him up in the match or something like that, pretty bad. And he didn't think.
Well, that's in they featured that in the Dark Side episode where
Oh, no
Andre
kidding.
just beats the shit out of him. Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, and then he said, and that's why he left.
Yep.
I don't blame him. It's, I mean, it sucks when you get people like that take liberties with you. And, I mean, I understand he's Andre the Giant, but he is still Andre the Giant. He can do what he wants.
But I mean, it's
Well,
a shame.
I think that, yeah, it was Andre's way of like, you know, this has gone to your head and you need to be taught a lesson.
Yeah, put him in his place.
Yeah.
Bam Bam's
I don't think you do that. I don't think you do it the way he did it, though.
Yeah.
But I guess pretty much the biggest thing that happened to Bam Bam was 95.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I watched that match today, too. So we're talking about, for those of you who don't read our minds, we're talking about Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania 11, the main event.
I mean, no one. I mean,
So
no
what
one,
I was going to ask you guys is
Yeah.
because NFL has been a bit hit and miss in terms of popularity over here.
Mhm.
So we didn't understand how famous LT was. So
how significant he was.
in terms of today's athletes, like what would you compare him to like today?
So
Like, would it be a
LT,
LeBron James or?
yes.
Yeah.
LT Lawrence Taylor is the best linebacker of all time.
If you're searching for name recognition wise, he was probably Logan Paul for Logan Paul. Name wise.
Yeah, he was just a big football player, but he was a polarizing guy. And I'll tell you what I can tell you about Lawrence Taylor is because I grew up in New York during Lawrence Taylor's career, and my dad, not my dad, but my uncles, my granddad, they were big Giant fans. So he was unbelievable. He changed the position. He changed the way you play defense. I mean, he changed the way you play the game, Lawrence Taylor, the way he came in. So, I mean, are you familiar with Ray Lewis?
I've heard the name.
I'm trying to think. AJ, who would be a good compare? I mean, it's hard to say because he's Lawrence Taylor, but Ben was saying as far as name recognition, how would you say who compares to Lawrence Taylor? Maybe like a JJ Watt?
Well, I'm even thinking in terms of outside NFL, like for a more mainstream audience. You know, for people that aren't familiar with NFL,
maybe like a Kevin Durant. Maybe like a Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin, KD, or probably KD.
LeBron.
I wouldn't say LeBron only because LeBron's considered one of the best players ever. And Lawrence Taylor is definitely the best player at his position. I don't know if he's the best player. He was one of the best players ever. It's football's a tough one to say, right, AJ?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, how do you say who the best football player of all time is? It's impossible.
But I mean, but Michael Jordan's better than LeBron. So I mean,
Oh Lord.
Yeah, okay, so LeBron, LeBron might be a good comparison. He was just if he was an NFL player now, he would just be the guy that wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, I knew LT was a big deal to be headlining WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But like I said, NFL probably outside the US back then.
Oh, Jimmy, I gotta apologize, Jimmy. Sorry, Ben. You're saying as far as name recognition, as far as like a marquee name, Logan Paul.
Yes.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
Okay.
I was just talking.
Paul is. That's about how popular Lawrence Taylor was.
Yeah, I was saying name recognition wise.
That's actually a perfect example, Jimmy. Hats off to you, sir.
Okay. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, so really,
I'll give you one more example.
Yeah, what's up?
Before Dennis Rodman was Dennis Rodman. Kind of that name recognition as well.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Another
okay,
good one.
perfect.
Another good one.
Thanks, Jimmy.
So here's a good one, guys. So how many of you have seen the LT versus Bam Bam Bigelow match?
Yes.
So
Thank you.
how many guys can we name in the corners of each participant?
Oh God, it's been a while since I've seen the match, so
The
not many.
$1 million corporation. Take a couple stabs at it.
All right, Tatanka,
Huh?
Nikolai Volkov,
Uh-huh.
Karma,
Uh-huh.
Bundy.
Yep.
Can't remember who else. Is there anyone else on that side?
There's one. There's two people. They were a tag team.
Tag team. I'm gonna hit myself when you tell me.
You guys are DiBiase and IRS.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So awesome naming that, guys. What about football players? I'll say let's try to name at least two. And I had the list here, but let's try to name two. One
Oh.
should be so easy to name because he went on to have a career in wrestling.
Mongo.
Mongo is one.
Reggie White.
Yes, sir.
I'm blanking. I got nothing. I'm blanking.
That's okay. So Carl Banks. Carl Banks was a linebacker. Carl Banks played linebacker next to Lawrence Taylor on the Giants.
So the players that were at ringside are all from the Giants, are they?
No, they're from different teams.
Ah,
They're from different teams, but that specific guy was a teammate of Lawrence Taylor. So we had Carl Banks, Ricky Jackson. I don't know who Ricky Jackson is. Steve McMichael, Ken Norton Jr., Chris Spielman, and Reggie White. Very good guys.
The wrestlers were Bundy. Who else?
Bundy, DiBiase, IRS, Tatanka, and Nikolai Volkov.
For those that don't know who Karma is, who is that?
Pimpin' ain't easy.
The show is fun.
The Godfather.
Show is fun. All right. And then he went on to go to WCW. Does anybody have any thoughts about his WCW run?
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Jimmy?
Nah.
Young.
AJ?
I've been
Catch
kind
his
of,
WCW run?
yeah, I've been kind of watching it as I've been trekking through WCW on Peacock.
Mhm.
When
Yeah.
did he go?
It was what it was.
Yeah, he was, he got paid. He was a hardcore champion. He was entertaining. He tossed Spike Dudley halfway across the crowd.
Yeah.
Wait, you saying WCW or ECW?
WCW. Right before WCW went out of business, Bigelow was there.
Yeah, in 2000 or so.
Yeah, 2000, 2001.
I know he had more of a name in ECW than WCW.
Oh, absolutely. I think I think he did his best stuff in the 80s with Hogan when he was teaming with Hogan.
Yeah.
That was probably
Yeah.
his peak.
Probably his best paydays.
Oh, absolutely. My favorite version of him is from ECW. Because that's when I started really getting into wrestling, was at 96, 97. I mean, that was my wheelhouse. That was when I started getting into wrestling, started getting passionate about it, and I was a wrestling junkie, the way Jeff Jarrett talks about it. I was a wrestling junkie. Any wrestling I could get my hands on, WCW, ECW, All Japan, New Japan, obviously WWE, because I grew up in New York. Anything I can get my hands on, I watched. It was unbelievable. And ECW was in my backyard, so I would stay up till midnight, 1 o'clock, and watch. I would watch ECW on the Madison Square Garden network.
What
Wow.
what night of the week was it on?
It was on Saturday night. Or Sunday,
that's-
well, Sunday mornings, it was Sunday mornings at midnight. So 12 a.m. Sunday
So you
morning.
were, so you were able to watch it because it was on the weekend.
Yep. Yeah. And so and this was the age of VCR, so I could tape it too. So
Did
yeah.
did you guys ever see? Did you ever guys see the match versus Bret Hart at King of Ring '93?
Oh, of course.
No,
I watched that. I watched that again a couple of nights ago, and Bret really made Bam Bam look awesome, and Bam Bam hung in there and gave him everything. It was it's quite a display for both of them
The rumor is he pooped his pants.
in that match.
wait,
Yeah.
he shit on the shit man.
Oh, here we go.
Jimmy, you're out of control.
He is. I don't know what to do with this guy.
Okay,
You can mute him.
I could actually, but he had to. But he's, I made him co-host, so he can mute himself. Yeah, it's all right. So
I mean, it's Austin said shit man.
as we finalize Bam Bam Bigelow, before I like to do the fantasy booking. What about a quick fantasy booking? Who would you guys like to see Bam Bam Bigelow wrestle?
Mankind.
Oh, I like that. It's a good one.
That would be a nice hardcore match.
Yeah. I would like to see
I
him
don't
fight
think-
I would like to see him fight Terry Funk.
Would they have crossed paths in ECW?
What's that?
Bam Bam and Terry Funk, would they have crossed paths in ECW at all?
No, they never fought in ECW.
Ah,
Yeah, because I was kind of scrolling through the history today, just like 96, 97, and they never crossed paths in ECW.
So
yeah, they would beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
Those
or
two.
Brody, him versus Brody.
Oh yeah.
I have a good question for you.
Yeah.
See, who was the referee for LT versus Bam Bam?
Oh, it's Pat Patterson. Yeah,
It had to be.
I literally watched it an hour ago.
I would have
It
liked
had to be Pat, because if LT, wasn't performing or whatever and had issues, Pat would be able to talk to him.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
As far as fantasy booking goes, what
Yeah.
about Rey Mysterio or Kevin Owens?
Oh, Rey Mysterio would be a nice match, man.
Yeah.
I wonder if that happened in WCW.
I don't know.
I would like to, I don't know why, but I feel like a prime Pat Patterson versus Bam Bam would have been good. Like a
Speaking of Pat Patterson, I just finished his book and it was fantastic. I highly, highly recommend it. It was fantastic.
Nope. Monday Night Nitro, March 1st, 1999. Bam Bam Bigelow versus Rey Mysterio. It's up on
No
YouTube.
kidding.
did Bam Bam ever face Ultimo Dragon?
I don't think so.
I feel like that could have been a good clash.
Yeah. I'm gonna write that down.
What about-
Sounds like a good match. Bam Bam versus.
What about Bam Bam versus Vader? Like what you mentioned before about how they were tag champs, but did they
Yeah.
ever face off?
I don't know if they did. That would be nice. Just it's always good to see two big guys just beat the crap out of each other. Any of those big guys. I would have liked to see him. I got to go back and I got to see if there's any Bam Bam versus Andre. I would love to see him versus Andre. Those tag matches versus Andre with him and Hogan.
Mm.
Love to see him. I got a kick out of
I
watching
still
Andre
think
wrestle.
I still think Hogan versus Bam Bam, like late '80s, would have been amazing.
Oh yeah. I'm almost like upset now. We didn't get it. All right. Any last thoughts about Bam Bam? Jimmy, you didn't give us your fantasy booking.
I was thinking Pat Patterson versus
Oh, you did just say that. I'm sorry.
maybe Bam Bam versus Eddie. And like Eddie's before Eddie got hurt in the car accident.
Yeah.
Or Bam Bam versus Benoit.
That would be an interesting match.
The Bam Bam could work with anybody.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Bam.
think so.
Bam Bam versus John Cena.
I think a lot of those would be awesome.
Rock.
Cool, man. Well,
What a-
glad we got to talk about Bam Bam Bigelow for a little bit. Ben, you got any questions for us about Bam Bam?
We do have a few questions. First one is from Josh Fields. How differently do you think his career would have gone had he been born 10 years earlier or 10 years later?
10 years later, he could have been champ.
I think about Bam Bam in that Attitude Era.
Yep.
Oof.
Oh man.
Because I was thinking, like, in the Attitude Era, maybe he would have been a good bodyguard for the Mr. McMahon character. You know, where Boss Man was?
Oh, that's a good point.
You know, he could be like the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Him against guys like Mark Henry, D'Lo Brown,
well,
Austin. I mean, I could see Austin versus Bam Bam too.
wasn't
Bam
him-
Bam in the corporation.
Yeah, absolutely. Josh
Okay.
Fields, I think he would have made a lot more money.
I was gonna say, if you're sliding him into the big boss man spot as the bodyguard for Mr. McMahon, does that mean that since he's taking boss man spot, is he gonna get hung for the Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania instead of
Yeah.
That was Boss Man's punishment for missing his cue. A Day of Survivor Series.
You don't cross the Undertaker.
Or Bruce Pritchard.
So what about if he was born 10 years earlier? So like if he was featured in the late 70s, early 80s.
Could he have been that? Could he have been champion and then have Hogan face?
No,
You're talking Backlund, Superstar.
earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying I'm going into the 80s.
Dusty Rhodes.
I was going into the 80s. Like,
so would that have been Bruiser Brody's era?
Yeah, bro. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think either way he makes, I mean, you adjust it for inflation or whatever, but either way he makes money.
Oh,
But-
yeah. I'm sure he made plenty of money in his wrestling career.
A better career would be if he were born 10 years later and got to be an Attitude Era star.
I could totally see him being there, but I think if he was born 10 years earlier, like, I could totally see him against guys like Ric Flair, guys like Dusty Rhodes, guys like Greg Valentine, Roddy.
I think he would have been over as a babyface in the earlier part of it, because if he's doing cartwheels in the ring at that time, like, the fans would eat it up.
Yeah.
what if he would have demolished Buddhist the Barber Beefcake?
That would have been pretty cool.
Well, that's a dream scenario for any wrestler who gets Bruce Beefcake.
Seriously. Hey, Josh, really good question, man.
Yeah. All right. Up next, Mike
Okay.
Whitaker from the Kick Out Crew. Do you think he could have had a good title run? If so, would he be a babyface or heel during that time?
Deal.
Deal.
You're not gonna make
Yeah, for sure.
6'3", 390.
Yeah.
He's like a bigger version of Taz. He will kill you.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you think Bam Bam did his best work?
ECW.
Okay. Another one from Mike. If you could book him in a match with someone from today, who would it be?
Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn.
Okay. Another one from Mike. Do you think he could have had a good title? Oh, hang on. We did that one. Sorry. Okay. The pizza question.
All right.
So a Bam Bam pizza, obviously it's got to be hot and spicy because of the
That's it.
flames.
It's got to be hot and spicy. So peppers and what else? Just
I say, what are we using for the hot topping?
like the hot glaze on it.
Are we using sriracha? Are we using Chad Epic's hot sauce? What are we using?
I would put sriracha on it.
Tapatio.
I just think you make it, for me, it'd be a plain cheese pizza, like a 4 cheese pizza with just a lot of spice and
Yeah.
red pepper in there, some like you said, some hot sauce glaze on it. Yeah, that's it.
Which hot pepper? How hot do we go with the pepper? Do we
Well,
go?
it depends. It depends how much you want to put on it. It's red pepper you can apply yourself.
No, I'm talking. Do we go? Like, we actually put peppers on there. Do we
Oh
go?
yeah, well, you can make the orange bell peppers.
Or do we go habanero?
We could go habanero.
Or do we go ghost pepper?
Now you're getting crazy.
Who said I wasn't?
What about the
I think is
what about the name of the pizza? Is Beast from the East?
yeah.
The original Beast from the East? Remember that? Because WWE did a show in 10 years ago called Beast in the East.
You make it are you making it? Oh no, I got it. So every good Italian pizza place by me had good heroes, right? So you make it the roast beast from the East,
Oh, there you go.
right? So every good pizza place has got to have a good sandwich, good heroes. So there you go.
What's the difference between a sandwich and a hero?
To me,
It's not a joke. I'm just curious.
yeah. To me, a sandwich is just like two slices of like white bread or wheat bread, whereas a hero is more of like the Italian bread where you can make it's bigger and there's more stuff in there.
You say
Like
Hey.
Subway, like we call them a roll.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Yes, Mr. Jefferson.
Yes, Mr. AJ.
Got a dad emergency. I got to hop off.
All right, my friends.
All right, mate.
Love you.
Much love.
See you, buddy.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna have to rewatch this for the Jonesy's jokes.
Of course he does.
Okay, up next, Brad Stanton. Was Bam Bam's match versus LT the highlight of his career, or was it considered a disappointment to fans?
It was a highlight.
I think main eventing WrestleMania, I think has got to be a highlight of your career.
Yeah.
I was thinking that too, but then I started to consider the Survivor Series 87 because like he highlighted WrestleMania in the like a downtime of the business,
So,
But
versus the golden era main event with Hogan.
so was Brad asking what the highlight of his career was, like the top one, or just a highlight in general?
Was it the highlight of his
Oh, I
career?
understand. I personally think it is.
yes,
Mm. I suppose in terms of being like, the marquee
Yeah,
name at the top of the card.
main eventing mania is the end all be all.
Yeah, I don't.
But again, like, would it be considered the worst main event in WrestleMania history?
No,
No, Miz versus John Cena was pretty friggin' bad.
Really?
Yeah.
no. The worst
Oh,
one.
I didn't see.
Worst one was 93's.
What was 93's? Oh, the Hogan one.
Is that because Brett was in it?
No, because freaking when
If anything, you should have loved it because Brett didn't go home with the title. Hogan did.
no, I'm saying because Hogan. I'm saying overall storytelling. You know what I mean?
Oh, it was definitely shotgun. It was definitely silly as heck, but I don't know. You know what? 10-year-old Michael got a kick out of it. I remember watching it with my friend TJ. He came over. We watched WrestleMania 9, and I'll never forget the next day talking to one of my friends saying, asking me who the champion was. And I said, Hulk Hogan. They're like, what?
Yeah.
It was Hulk Hogan because it was Yoko versus Brett.
It's like he was in a tag match. He wasn't in the.
What was 92's?
22's.
92. No, 92.
Oh, 92?
Hogan
Hogan
and
to
Sid
Justice. That was pretty freaking
and
bad.
Warrior made his comeback.
That was pretty freaking bad too. Where Sid obviously pinned Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Okay, so we've got one more question from Amy Vaughan, First Lady of the Arn Anderson fan club.
And
she asked,
wrestling.
Shout out to
Yeah,
them. They
exactly.
had a good episode recently.
she's got the longest credentials out of anybody,
Does.
like longest title. So she asked, did you watch the Dark Side of the Ring episode on Bam Bam, and did anything surprise you on it? So The only thing that surprised me was that I didn't realize that Diamond Dallas Page helped Bam Bam get into the business.
Yeah, they're from the same area.
Yeah.
I didn't really know that. So what surprised me was when I didn't know that they were going to do. I didn't know Bam Bam was worth doing a Dark Side of the Ring on. I didn't realize that he had all those demons. That was a
I
surprise.
didn't like with that being said, like I didn't realize when he in 03, 04 when he was with his daughter when he drove home at his
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
seizure.
that was something else.
Yeah.
I've me personally, because I've my father had epilepsy, so I've dealt with someone. My father was driving one morning to get back to work, and he had a seizure on the way to back home, and so like we had no damage, no physical damage to anybody, but just the car was kind of not messed up, but just went into like a golf course type of thing. So
Oh, wow.
went through some barbed wire fence and tires and all that jazz. But yeah, that's some scary stuff. So like that surprised me of how low at the point of a low he was at in those last couple of years.
Yeah. Tragic, like so many. So that's it for the questions. So thanks everyone for submitting those.
Yes, thank you.
Let's
So
go on.
next we got what that mean.
What?
Have you got one?
I got one.
Okay.
So
Let's hear it.
my what that mean is at the end of the day. So
At the end of the day.
at the end of the day. So let me explain how it means. So at the end of the day means no matter what happens, at the end of the day, shit's got to get done, right? So I don't care how you get there, but you got to get there, right? So you may not want to do the job, but at the end of the day, it's got to get done.
Yeah, we say that. Yeah. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
All right.
All right, I've got one for you guys.
Oh, sweet.
Are you going to go see Akadaka?
Are you
Are you going to see Akadeka?
What does that mean?
Do you want to try it with the Aussie accent?
I can't think at the moment.
Let's see. Do you want to see? No, I don't want to try it.
No, hey, you're off to a good start. Come on.
Do you want to see the Akadaka?
You know what? That's better than any other attempt that you've made. So I'll give you that one.
It was like a British Cockney thing going on.
You know what? Yeah, but at least you tried.
All right,
What does it mean?
I'd rather British than like just your normal voice.
that's true.
So Akadaka is AC/DC.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So it's just a spin off that. Akadaka.
all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right on, brother.
Nothing major.
Huh. So for Mike's Music Corner, I got a lyric from a song called, are you guys familiar with Linda Ronstadt?
No.
Linda Ronstadt was a rock singer, like a folk singer in the 70s. And I mean, she kept doing stuff like she sung songs like You're No Good. Different Drum is a song that Linda Ronstadt did with a band called the Stone Ponies. Linda Ronstadt, actually, great thing about Linda Ronstadt is the Eagles backed up Linda Ronstadt for the first year or two of her career.
Wow.
Glenn Fry and Don Henley played in her band
that's
for
cool.
the first couple of years that they were together. So I thought that was
Gee.
really cool. So she did like a version of Desperado. She did a really good version of Desperado. So this particular song, Different Drum, is basically about two people who are trying to, the guy wants to be with the girl is like, I like you, but I can't be tied down right now. So the idea is we both move to the beat of a different drum. So there's a line in here. It's called we'll both live a lot longer if you live without me. So I went on a first date a couple of years ago, last year. And we both had a couple to drink. You know, I was okay to drive, but she wasn't. So I offered her a ride home. So she took it. But before this happened, we went to her car to get her belongings because we didn't want to leave her shit in the car, right? So this woman had to go to the bathroom. So I turn around and this woman has her leg up against a tree, peeing against a tree. And then you know what she tells me? Don't look.
Wow.
So that happened. And then I'm finally like, I still can't let this woman drive home, right? And I drove her home, and the first song that comes on the radio is Different Drum.
Wow.
and I should have listened to the signs. But I'm sure that we all know how that didn't happen because I'm a man.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
So that is my Mike's Music Corner for the week.
Very nice.
And the next segment is the hottest rising segment in all of podcasting, Jonesy's Jokes.
Now, are you still able to do that? Because where we copied that from, they're on a different network now. There might be some legal ramifications.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I said it first.
Yeah. Just like we said waka 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 first.
No, we definitely didn't say that first.
No. Anyway,
Here comes the boom.
let me tell some unfunny jokes according to Mike Whitaker, who we gave a platform for. Like, we helped him out with his jokes. Remember that time we had a Mike Whitaker edition? And this is the thanks we get.
Dude, we're like the Fugees for Mike Whitaker. We did it not one time, but 2 times.
He reckons that if we need ratings, that we invite him on. But
Wasn't that Bama? Not Whitaker?
oh, they've probably both said it.
Yeah.
Bama said it. Bama's
I love you guys. Okay,
love you.
a slice of pie is $2 in Jamaica and $2.50 in the Bahamas. Those are the pie rates of the Caribbean. Ka-ching! I like it. Okay.
Hey, I am.
I
Groot.
never. What are you doing?
I am Groot.
Okay.
That's what I'm just gonna say from now on. I'm Groot.
I never wanted to believe that my dad was stealing from his job as a road worker, but when I got home, all the signs were there.
Meep.
I am Groot.
My wife is thinking of leaving me because of my obsession with poker, but I think she's bluffing. Wow.
I thought you said polka.
Okay.
I thought you were making a polka joke.
I did not.
Hmm.
Okay. For his birthday, I got my son an alarm clock that swears at him instead of beeping. He is in for a rude awakening.
Beep.
Mike has gone silent. Okay, one more. I have a terrible fear of tsunamis. How bad is it? It comes in waves.
I've been working.
Ka-ching! All done.
Oh, that's your thing.
All finished.
Oh, that's your thing.
Ka-ching.
Now? Okay.
It's money.
That's oh gosh. All right, well. From here at the Zip Code Bros, we appreciate y'all tuning in this week. Where can we find y'all on social media, James?
At OG James @free on the Twitter. Little Jimmy Sorensen 97 on Instagram. James Sorensen on Facebook.
Thank you. And Ben, where can we find you and where can we find us?
Okay, I am on Twitter at AFS Ben Jones, and our podcast is on Zip Code Bros on Twitter.
And like and subscribe us on YouTube and see our handsome faces. And don't forget to tune into One Man's Thoughts by Adam Jefferson. And I don't remember the other ones, so I can't plug them. So I apologize, AJ. But I'm sure if you go to AJ's website with One Man's Thoughts, boom, you'll be locked into whatever else he has. So yeah.
And
And next week,
Gallagher, where are you on social media?
I don't know why it's so funny. I'm at Mike Gurr, MikeGRR 0905 on the Twitter, as James likes to say. Like and find us on YouTube at Zip Code Bros. Just like and subscribe us, check us out. You know,
share us to your friends.
exactly. Please share us. Tell us just check us out. I'm Groot.
Keep
Yeah.
telling Ben and Mike to kick me off the show, but we'll see how long that goes.
All right, my
It's
friends.
a work in progress.
The work in progress.
And then next week we'll be talking about end it.